Yo, man. What it do? I think that's like the signature little intro. I ain't even 100% sure about that. Um, I often do these little like beginning, like I don't know, like side notes to y'all. So I mean, I'll just be letting y'all know what be going through my brain, little quick updates. Like I think that's the update. Drop a comment if you like that intro. I could do something else. I got some stuff up my sleeve. Just let me know, man. Just let me know. But welcome back though, for real, man, to another episode of For the Love of the Game. If you new, if you return and you just ain't hit the like or subscribe, or like I said, if you new, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get all your best NBA updates and everything right here. So yesterday, round one of the NBA playoffs concluded. We are officially on to round two of the NBA playoffs. So before I get into the game 7 of the Clippers and the Mavs, we're going to just go over my predictions that I had. Okay, over my predictions. I'm going to have them, posted up just so y'all can see, So I'm going to see how I did. So Utah versus Memphis, I had 4-1. That was 4-1. I thought they could get one. I knew it. I figured. I had the 4-5. Had the 4-5 Clippers versus Mavericks. I had in 6 or 7. I said Dallas has been okay. Yeah, I had Lakers. I mean, man, I had the Clippers in 6 or 7. It went 7. I'm glad I picked that. Denver versus Portland. I had Portland in 6. Denver 1-6. Wrong about that. Shout out Jokic and the others. I already touched on that in previous videos. They move on to the second round. Phoenix and LA. I had Lakers in 6. Look, read it. It's a typo, but look. It's a not your average 7th seed. But check this out. Health is a problem for LA, and Chris Paul does elevate every team he's on, so we gonna see. Health was a big problem for LA. Chris Paul definitely elevated them Phoenix boys to another level. And they took off, man. And they did what they had to do. So Phoenix moves on. So I was wrong about that. I went 2 for 2 in the West. In the East, I had Philly versus Washington. I had Philly in 4. I said knock it off. I was wrong. Philly in 5. Knicks versus Atlanta. I had Atlanta in 7. I said this was the third most interesting matchup in the first round. Basketball is better when New York is good. I still stand by everything I said. It still lived up to the hype I believe Trae Young put on the show. I may have gave a little bit too much credit to New York, but they did come off a great season. I mean, they were the 4th seed. I think just first taste the playoff, all those young guys. Julius Randle had a bad series. He struggled some. Again, I touched on that, as the series progressed in previous videos. So, yeah, I was semi right about that. Milwaukee versus Miami. I had Miami in 6, and I quote, I like Miami's toughness. Not all of last year was a fluke for them. Bro, every bit of last year was a fluke for them. Obviously, bad choice by me. I did like their toughness. I did. I like Jimmy Butler. I like what Bam brings. I like their team that they have, and I thought they had a perfect match for Giannis. They succeeded with the wall. They came out. I had Miami in 6. They got swept in 4. Bad pick there for me. Bad pick. So that's my first L on the East. And then Brooklyn versus Celtics. Brooklyn in 4. Stop it. So both the ones I said were sweeps were not. Shout out both the St. Louis boys, Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum, for, at least getting their squad one dub. One dub apiece. Yeah, bro, that's the recap, man. So I'm going to do this for each round. I'm going to have a second round out shortly. But before we even get there, bro, we got to talk playoff basketball. The end of round 1. I just read it to you. I had the Clippers in 6 or 7. On Twitter, I said LA in 7. When they was down 2-0, I stood by it. Because there's a such thing as championship mentality. You know what I'm saying? They had their backs against the wall before. They proven. You know what I'm saying? That's championship DNA. That's a real thing. Playoffs matter. Who been in that situation before? Dallas went up, man. Went up 2-0 in the series. And adjustments by Ty Lue, bruh. Shout out Ty Lue. Taking out Zubac. switching less in the pick. They still switch, but they switch more when they like the matchup, which I think it should have been. And in the guts to play ultimate small ball when Dallas is playing Porzingis and Boban ultimate big ball, I guess. I mean, one dude 7'3", one dude 7'4". I mean, shout out the Clippers, man. Backs against the wall. You know what the narrative was going to be if they lost this series. They had the whole King of LA thing last year. Then they lose a 3-1 lead to Denver. Then they come back and lose to Dallas in the first round. The narrative was going to be crazy on them. I'm glad they pulled through. I honestly, truly believe that best players will come alive. You know what I mean? Like on paper, this team, the Clippers, were better than the Mavericks. It didn't work like that in the first 2 games, but as the series progressed, as adjustments were made, as people start to play better, you see it. I think, and this was the argument with, it's a different topic, but is it harder to win the NBA championship or an NFL championship? And they said in the NBA, out of 7 games, the best team is supposed to win. You know, in the NFL is 1 game, but that's different. But I'm just saying, there are 7 games, so the right team will usually win in a 7-game series. I think the right team won here. Game 7 alone, you get 18 from Dorian Finney-Smith, 16 and 11 from Porzingis. Let me stop there. Porzingis just came out. It just came out. Bleacher Report, ESPN. Porzingis is upset with his role. He is thought of as more as an afterthought than a co-star with Luka Doncic. Bro, I tallied it up. You can fact check it for me. He averaged 13 points and 5 rebounds in this first round series against the Clippers. 13 and 5 are afterthought numbers. If you want to be a co-star, get me 22 and 8. That's co-star. Because again, this game, in a game 7, Luka gave you 46 points, 14 rebounds. 14 assists, 7 rebounds. That's in a game 7. You gave the man, the co-star, the quote-unquote co-star, gave the man 16. 6 for 12, 50%, but 12 shots? If you want to be a co-star, play like a co-star. The star took 30 shots. The next person, Tim Hardaway, had 14 shots. You was at 12, KP? Be at 24 shots. Get your shots up if you want to be a co-star. Be more aggressive. 80% of his buckets this year were assisted. You got to be able to create for yourself, and especially in the playoffs when it's all about adjustments, when those lights get a little brighter, them stars play a little harder. You know, a lot of the stars you don't see play hard in the regular season start to play harder. Everything changes, man. Your rotations get shorter. Stars got to be stars in the playoffs, bro. You want to be a star, and you gave us 16 and 11 in a game 7, and you played 43 minutes. You play 43 minutes, man. You got to have more. Dallas has a lot of questions. They need to get Luka a second star, man. Luka's special, super special. No question about it. You seen what he did the whole series. He just needs help. Kristaps is more, they thought he was a second. They paid him like a second. He's more of a third option. Tim Hardaway also cannot be your second option on a championship team. Tim Hardaway in the closeout game was 5 for 14. 1 for 9 from 3. He had 11 points. You know, but Tim Hardaway doesn't get that much flack because we don't expect co-star numbers from Tim Hardaway. We expect them from Porzingis. Come on now, Unicorn. We once, you know, you was crazy at one point. You had the NBA on lock for a quick span. But they have a lot of questions. But on the back end, bro, you give a lot of credit, like I said, to the Clippers. The adjustments, the others. Big game from Terrence Mann in this game 7. He had 13 off the bench. You had a big series from Reggie Jackson. He had 15. He had 2 games of like 20. Zubac, like I said, didn't play as much. Literally had 2 minutes this game. That's amazing, T. Rajon Rondo had 9 minutes. You know, to go away from Rondo and go to Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris had 23. Paul George had 22. Paul George also had 10 assists again. Game 6 and 7, he played more of the facilitating role. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes forward, because if he's playing the guard at that height and being a little less aggressive and officially, I guess, handing the keys over to Kawhi, I like that. Kawhi in the closeout game had 28 points, 9 assists, 10 rebounds. He was also 10 for 15. There's levels to this. Game 6, he had 45. He put the team on his back. He also shot 3 threes. I think in game 6 he shot 9. I think he made like 5. This game he made 1 3. He's not with that. He's with old school ball, getting to your spots and playing defense. We've seen why he was considered one of the greatest players right now of this generation. A true two-way, was able to contain Luka Doncic. And I know I said his numbers earlier, but if you watch it, he did play good defense. And there's only so much you can do on a super talented offensive player, bro. So he did his thing. Nicholas Batum, he did his thing. Luke Kennard was able to get 11 after not playing like the first 3 games of the series, and he gets paid like 64 mil. So that was different. But that said, shout out T. Lue, man. Like, shout out Ty Lue, bro. Zubac was getting minutes. Rondo was getting minutes. He swapped them out and gave Luke Kennard some minutes, gave Terrence Mann some minutes, Reggie Jackson the start, and everything changed, bro. They went down 2-0. He didn't keep beating the same dead bush. He made adjustments. That's what you got to do. That's what the playoffs are about. They move on to the second round to play Utah. I'm not giving no opinions on that. That's another video. But again, man, the first round is officially over. We had a great first round of basketball, at least I think. If your team is out, I'm sorry. Leave a comment. I'll do a recap of your season or something. Truly tell you how it went. But just watch my previous video right here. Subscribe to the channel right here. I'll see y'all next time. We out.